Indian naval ship Khukri was a Type 14 Blackwood-class frigate of the Indian Navy. She was sunk off the coast of Diu, Gujarat, India by the Pakistani Navy's Daphné-class submarine Hangor on 9th December 1971 during the Indo-Pakistan War of 1971. This was the first warship sunk in action by a submarine since World War II. It remains the post-independence Indian Navy's only warship to be lost in the war. The story goes as such. After the beginning of the hostilities on 3rd December 1971, Indian naval radio detection equipment identified a submarine lurking about 35 miles southwest of Diu Harbour. The 14th Frigate Squadron of the Western Fleet was dispatched to destroy the submarine. It normally consisted of 5 ships, which is Khukri, Kirpan, Kalveti, Krishna, and Kutar. But at the time of the incident, Kutar's boiler room was being repaired in Bombay. One reason that may have prompted the decision to deploy the 2 obsolete Blackwood-class frigates against a modern Daphne-class submarine was that the Indian Navy lacked sufficient numbers of anti-submarine aircraft. The submarine sighted the squadron on the evening of 9th December. INS Khukri was still not aware of the submarine's presence and continued slowly on a steady course because she was testing an improved version of the 170/174 sonar, which required a low speed to increase detection, despite the fact that moving on low speed was against Indian anti-submarine doctrine. At 1957 hours, the submarine Hangor fired a homing torpedo on a sonar approach at Kirpan. The torpedo did not explode and was detected by Kirpan, which turned away and fired anti-submarine mortars. Khukri increased its speed and turned towards submarine, which then fired a second torpedo directed at Khukri. The torpedo struck Khukri and exploded under its oil tanks. According to the Pakistani submarine captain, Commander Ahmad Tasneem, the ship sank within 2 minutes. Other sources claim that Khukri was struck by 3 torpedoes before going down. After a few minutes, Kirpan attacked Hangor with depth charges as her anti-submarine mortars were no longer functional. Hangor then fired a final torpedo at Kirpan before leaving the area safely. Hangor patrolled the region for the next 4 days before returning safely to her berth. Khukri is the only Indian ship to be lost in combat in the history of Indian Navy. 18 officers and 176 sailors were killed. The captain, Mahendranath Mulla, was among the casualties and is the only Indian captain to go down with a vessel, as INS Khukri is the only Indian warship of Indian Navy lost in combat. He was posthumously awarded India's second highest military honor, the Mahavir Chakra. There is a memorial to the sailors in Diu. The memorial consists of a scale model of Khukri encased in a glass house, placed atop a hillock facing the sea. The memorial was inaugurated by Vice Admiral Madhvendra Singh as the flag officer commander-in-chief. The commanding officer of the ship, Captain Mahendranath Mulla, who was awarded the Mahavir Chakra posthumously, chose to go down with the warship. The heroic act of Captain Mulla and the valiant crew is a shining example of an unyielding spirit and indomitable courage, glorifying the highest traditions of the Indian Navy. The INS Khukri Memorial was inaugurated on 15th December 1999 and is found erected on the hillock at Chakratirth Beach. It's a replica of the INS Khukri naval ship. Do let us know what you thought about this video in the comment section below. Until next time, this is your host, Sharan Setty.